Stop the music. It's time for news.
Let's head over into the drone newsosphere with Jeff Sills. What's happening, buddy?
Well, I mean, first this week you told me you wanted hours and hours of news, so that's what I did.
Did I say that?
Yeah,
Okay.
You told me that Kelly didn't mind staying up, for several hours.
Okay.
You can work him until he drops. So.
Okay.
All right, tonight's drone news is brought to you by GPC Custom Drone Cases, providing you with the highest quality professional cases so your investment is always protected when it's not in the air. Custom cases are also available by request. GPC, designed for life, be original, be blue. Use discount code TNL10 for a 10% discount on all purchases at goprofessionalcases.com, link in the description.
Excellent. And last week I totally spaced on giving away the SD card holders, of which I have one around here somewhere. We'll give those away with the dial-up modem game right after the news.
All right, so this has been all over the place, but we need to make sure that we share this. Off the coast of Punta de la Tralaca, a Navy helicopter was hit by a Mavic 2 model drone. The pilot was lightly injured and was hospitalized, but had medium injuries. Primarily was able to safely land the helicopter. And I'm sure that they'll be doing more investigations as to how this particular event occurred. But it's yet another example of how helicopters and drones share the same airspace. And, it's one of those things where if you have two aircraft in the same area that aren't coordinating with one another, accidents can happen.
Yeah, of all the aircraft that are susceptible to drone strikes, helicopters are going to be number one, just because their flight patterns are so unpredictable. I mean, you got them flying off of hospitals, which very often, if not ever, have TFRs in place. You've got these tourist helicopters going all over the place. I'm curious about this. Was that bloodied mask, did that happen because it hit him in the face?
I have no idea. It doesn't have any information in regards to the story as to the types of injuries that he had. But I don't know if it's the drone or the canopy that caused the injuries to him as well. The drone seems to be all, pretty much there. So whether or not it hit the canopy and bounced off and the canopy shattered, I'm not sure.
Okay.
There's just not a lot of detail as to the after effects of this. So I am going to watch for any of the aeronautic reports for this one to get a follow up for you guys later on in the next.
Just imagine how scary it is if you're a pilot of a helicopter, and because they have bird strikes a lot, and this can happen where it comes through the window. Yeah. But can you imagine? I mean, what a great pilot to be able to land that thing safely.
Are you surprised that a drone could pierce the glass or whatever that is of that helicopter windshield?
No, if they're going in opposite directions and they meet each other, sure.
Huh. Yeah. If the closure rate is high enough, then it can shatter. The simple fact that the pilot was able to land the helicopter is the biggest takeaway from this. I mean, everybody keeps telling us that if a drone hits an engine, it's going to take a plane down, or if a drone hits the canopy of an aircraft, that it's going to drop the craft to the ground. And in this particular case, that's pretty much dead center. And
it could have been a lot worse than it was. It could have been a lot worse than it was.
He was able to land.
Yeah.
So.
All
right. So next we have Airmap, who decided that they were going to post a tweet and then remove a tweet, suggesting that we as drone people should be taxed for flying our drones and taking off our drones and landing our drones, that we should have fees for pretty much everything. Needless to say, that didn't go over very well. The tweet was quickly removed, and that particular issue, I think, has dropped off the records.
There's a lot of people saying, I'm not going to use Airmap anymore. Just know that if that makes you feel better, you can do that, but it's not hurting them at all. Okay? And there's other evil, I'm not saying that they're evil, but there's evil companies out there that we all enjoy. McDonald's is evil. But hell, I'll eat their nuggets and fries. Oh, man, these guys are corporate people. I'm never gonna. This is the last nugget. I'm gonna. All right, one more nugget. These evil people. That's it. That's the last nugget. Give me a McRib. I gotta have the McNum. They're evil. See what I mean? You can use their services, they can still be evil. But if it makes you feel better, go ahead and use Kitty Hawk.
Yeah, use Kitty Hawk. All right, so Mississippi is also jumping into the news. They have 2 bills that are not up to the floor. In other words, these aren't bills that are being actioned as of yet, but they do raise some concerns. The first bill, Senate Bill 2262, is designed to allow the airspace ownership over a landowner's property to be owned by them.
And we'll talk to Vic Moss in a segment I recorded earlier today.
Yes.
Vic Moss, hey.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to TNL pre-recorded edition.
Yeah. I wish I could be here live.
That's all right. Well, you're a very busy man. So you told me something crazy's going on in Mississippi.
In Alabama too, but yeah, let's talk about Mississippi first.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's a couple of a senator and a House representative who don't quite understand what we do for a living or what we do for recreation, and they are trying very desperately to pass and get out of committee a couple of bills that will make things very bad for us, to put it lightly. Definitely.
They're basically trying to sell the airspace. Is that right?
One of them is trying to sell the airspace. That one, luckily, fingers crossed, won't make it out of committee. That is the word I'm getting from my contact there, who has to remain nameless at this point. But the other one, the representative, his bill quite possibly could. But the House bill, desperately, what it would do is it would set up pretty much private airspace, and people could then prohibit or rent or whatever the wording is, because it's not really written one way or the other, rather ambiguously. But the state could also then lease the airspace over roads and waterways.
Oh my gosh, that's a slippery slope. Is this something that was put forth by someone who just doesn't understand the world and how it works?
Doesn't understand the RC and the drone world and how it works. Absolutely.
Right. Somebody who maybe had a drone filming Luann in the backyard while she's sunbathing there in Mississippi.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. All right. So is this something that Mississippians, I think, maybe is that what they're called, and Alabamans can do? Or is it anybody else can do this? Is it just local voters in those states?
You know, it definitely, the word comes from local voters and their the constituents of the people who are sponsors of this. That word holds more value than just anybody doing it. Like me here from Colorado, if I send it out, which by the way we will, as DSPA, send out a letter, doesn't hold the water that somebody who would actually then go and vote for the person, or in this case, not vote for the person, their voice holds a lot more water than ours does, for sure. Okay,
so me sending a flaming bag of poop for their porch, that wouldn't help.
No, probably not so much.
Okay.
But either way, whether you live in Mississippi or not, that's probably not the best approach.
Okay.
Most fun approach.
Yeah. But all kidding aside, how do these people get these ideas? And
you know, if we could figure that out and cut it off at the spigot, we'd be in really good shape. But some of it comes from just ignorance, really. And not ignorance in the pejorative sense, but ignorance in they don't know, they don't understand, and that's where we as UAS industry people come in, where we get to help educate them. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for the drone community, our hobby involves public space, airspace, property. It's not like, I'm just a toy train guy in my basement. I can do whatever I want down there. I can do some weird stuff with trains in my basement if I want. The government doesn't care. But with this, we happen to be out in the public. So without getting too terribly deep into this, it's very concerning what we've talked about. But I'll put some links that you'll send me in the description where people can find out more. And if you live in Mississippi, Alabama, or we got to stop this before it becomes precedent, right?
Right. Because it could just waterfall into other states. If one state does it, then the other state will say, "Oh, well, they did it, we get to do it," and then we're fighting 50 little battles, all over, or big battles actually, all over the place. But the one you really need to watch out for is, and we'll make this real quick, is House Bill 291 from Representative Nick Bain. They're actually trying to make it illegal to photograph things like cell towers, ships on the river, railroads, little things like that. And it comes from good intention. They're trying to protect the critical infrastructure. But I'll use Kenji's word. He had a great line. It's like they're trying to use a hand grenade to kill a fluffy little bunny. And you're going to have an awful lot of collateral damage. So that thing definitely needs to be shot down. No pun intended. Shut down. Let's use the word shut down.
Yeah, let's do that one. Right.
It needs to be shut down pretty quickly. They're both in committee, but the House bill might just make that a committee. So you need to reach out to your Congress critters, as I like to call them, and make sure they're going to vote against this.
Okay. Well, again, there's information in the description on all of this. And I will include a link to flamingbagofpoop.com as well. Thank you for all the work you do for the Drone Advisory Committee, and keep on fighting for us in the hobby.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for bringing me in.
He's a cool guy, but I got to say, and I need my bleep, that's a bunch of boo. So if you have the power to influence that, do.
Or if you have some flaming poop.
Flaming poop will always work as well.
All right. So Sensefly, a company who's well known for surveying and photogrammetry, is teasing us with this video about a new drone that they're going to release.
Okay. Where is that? Is that a knee? What am I looking at?
No idea.
Okay.
But on February 2021, I guess we'll know. It's part of the EB line of drones and the Delta Wing type aircraft that they have. These are workhorse drones. They even have an RTK version that does spatial accuracy. But these are primarily commercial grade drones for surveying. Agriculture uses them, thermal scanning, etc. So everybody follows DJI's lead. DJI can do that. They can do a teaser campaign where they show a screw head or a piece of plastic, and everybody's like, "What is it? I'm gonna buy it. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna buy it." You know,
it's got to be the Phantom 5.
Phantom 5. They skipped the 5, went to the 6. But these guys, the knee with blue light. That's what I saw. Anyway.
All right. German drone company startup Wingcopter has raised $22 million to bring their drone to the United States for heavy lift cargo delivery.
At Wingcopter, we've set out to find a solution to this global challenge. True to our vision to improve and save lives everywhere, we are paving the way for the next generation of drone delivery.
Oh.
We've proven that by leveraging our cutting-edge technology, we can reduce waiting times from days.
It looks cool, Jeff, but I don't know.
To just minutes.
What you got any more information there, Jeff?
Well, so the venture capital that they've raised is to help them develop and get the mechanisms in place in the United States to be able to start utilizing these drones. Wingcopter, of course, is one of the I guess leading systems that the FAA has given operational certification to. And so they're going to be operating commercially in different markets globally. But in the United States, this is good information for them getting this particular money. They have the Beyond Visual Line of Sight authorization as well. So, I mean,
do I get my tube socks from these guys? Is that the thing that my tube socks come in?
I would imagine that we'll probably see more commercial environments using Wingcopter, medical stuff, etc. As to any kind of the retailers that have signed up to use them, I'd have to do some more research. Okay, I know that they had been sort of teasing the idea.
Yeah, any kind of medical delivery, medication, defibrillators, get those to us quickly. That's great. But the tube socks from Walmart. Hey, Walmart, send a drone over. It's not going to happen. Okay, it's not. Sorry.
Yes or no, Ken? Are you wearing tube socks right now? Because you talk about them on the show every week. Let me see your leg. Pull your jeans back up, and I want to see if you're wearing tube socks.
I would do that, but as always, whenever I show a little bit of skin, the marriage proposals, I only have a little mailbox out front. It just gets overwhelmed and my mail carrier gets mad at me. So I'm going to hold back on that for now.
Good point. Please continue, Jeff.
The minute they start doing deliveries, I guarantee you every single viewer is going to send him tube socks.
Oh, great.
All right. So
Awesome.
the new buzz phrase going around is urban air mobility. We had unmanned aerial vehicles that have been tagged to the EHANGs, etc., but unmanned or urban air mobility seems to be the one that's sticking for UAM. A new company is introducing their product to this, which is the Cora. It's a VTOL air taxi drone.
Oh, that looks neat. Air taxi. Okay. Will there also be an air Lodka? Ah, now I'll date myself. You're shaking your head because you know what I'm talking about, but all the millennials are going, well, I don't know. How old would you have to be to understand that reference, to know who Lodka was?
I think you got to be 50. I think you've got to be at least 50.
Yeah. And if you're a wrestling fan, you also know him.
Yes.
Yes. What was his name? The actor.
Name the wrestler. Here's a trivia question for you. Just you, Ken.
Okay.
Name the wrestler who slapped the snot out of Andy Kaufman's nose on David Letterman's show.
Oh. Wasn't that Cyndi Lauper's dad?
No. I can't think of his name.
Wait, let me hold on. Let me try to care.
Don't look at the chat.
I'm going to really try to care.
Keep trying. Try a little harder.
Can't do it. Maybe if you look at the back of my head. No, I can't. Oh, look. It looks like a bald spot, but it's not. It is. I guarantee that.
What's killing me is that video that he mentioned, I just saw that video like 2 days ago as I was going through the feeds and stuff, and I ran across that video and sat there and watched it. I hadn't seen it in years.
The girls just want to have fun with Captain Lou what is it?
No. This Andy Kaufman was on the show.
Okay.
And he was being obnoxious.
See, look here. I apologize. Let me apologize to Lexi, who has stayed up late to be our guest. You know, if you get a bunch of gray-haired dudes together, they're like, yeah, remember this? Hey, remember that? Hey, I got a little lumbago. How you feeling there, Ace? You know, and then we're talking about our health and how the world used to be better when we were younger. Let's move on.
Move on. I didn't mean to derail the show.
No, I did it. It was my fault initially. I'm the derailer, but you don't help bring the train back on the track.
And the answer was Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh, of course. Didn't they?
Right,
don't you have a doll of his? Kelly, don't you have one of his dolls?
I do not.
Boys, you haven't seen realistic battle action until you've seen medieval tech action figures. More weapons, more scenarios.
And these dolls are made out of the toughest plastic.
They're not dolls, they're action figures.
Are they small representations of the human form?
Yes,
Then they're dolls. And they come with mix and match fashion accessories.
that's removable battle armor, and they have action grip hands.
Perfect for tea parties.
Medieval tech action figures, they're not dolls.
How many dolls do you have, Kelly?
I've got probably 10 within 5 feet of me, and they're all still in the package.
and here's what Kelly looked like when he was playing with those dolls. That is you.
That is me.
That is you, man. That's just a little teaser of the game that's coming up.
Ooh, that's a bad haircut.
Mm-hmm.
And you get on us for keeping the Irish German up.
That's
So,
fine.
all right.
That's fine.
All right. Doosan Mobility Innovation is a company that manufactures fuel cell power packs, and they are pushing very hard to replace standard LiPo batteries with their fuel cells.
Yes. And so these fuel cells.
The DP30 power pack is provided by the company, and it charges in less than 10 minutes. It has a flight time right now rated of upwards of 2 hours. And this particular package is being designed for a lot of the commercial grade drones to be able to provide long range activities, surveillance, delivery, etc. I really think as this technology starts progressing, and this company really is starting to show the ability to get it out to the general use versus, you know, in the colleges or in the campuses, etc. This is going to be a game changer for the drone environment. The tank itself weighs about 27 pounds, so it's not lightweight, and it's definitely made for heavier lift drones. But the extended 2-hour time frame to be able to fly is just an amazing feat, and really shows the power of fuel cell.
Who will win? Who will win? Hydrogen fuel cells or graphene battery?
That's a good question. Graphene, I think, is probably going to take the market for, say, the smaller drones, hobbyist drones, things that we use because of the size and the form factor. Hydrogen fuel cells still are heavier and larger, so I don't think that we'll see those in our neck of the woods. Maybe the Matrice series might see something like that, but no, I think the graphene is definitely going to be coming our way.
What were you going to say, Kelly?
More importantly, how many toddlers and or cats can that drone carry?
Yeah, that's they got to pass the toddler test. And one more thing in the video I noticed, and maybe you did too, Kelly. They put a condom on the microphone for COVID. Isn't that brilliant? That's great.
Wow.
I want one of those. I want a microphone condom. Safe talking, everyone. Safe and responsible talking.
All right, so straight out of Canada, this is something that is new and different. Delson Aeronautics is introducing a quieter propeller, and they released a video recently giving you a chance to hear the difference.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Listen for yourself. Okay, here's the same drone 40 feet further away. Right? It's quieter. Just go up higher. I don't know. I don't know. I call BS on that.
Well, the company is at a functional prototype stage. They're still working on getting funding and trying to get more projects set up to be able to find a manufacturing partner. But what I'm interested in seeing, because when you look at the video, the profile around the motor, you can definitely tell that the blade is physically different.
I went to their website.
See what that is.
I went to their website. There's no image of the prop available.
Huh.
Yeah,
I guess,
and because it's a functional prototype, and they're probably still working on, patents and everything else. I would imagine they're not going to show anybody until they get closer to where they can manufacture it. But the demonstration, if real, is very impressive.
I would rather have a drone that's louder than quieter, just because it's easier to spot in the sky, judging by sound. Is that stupid?
No, there are times that having a quieter drone is preferred, especially if you're working in the movie industry, things like that. It's one less sound effect that you have to map out.
Gotcha.
Also, if you're in an environment where you don't necessarily want to disturb things like nature, if you're doing natural photography or something like that.
Sure, but if you're flying FPV and you just love the whir, the magical, powerful whir of the motors, and you use it as a cue,
right.
Sometimes you can have a microphone on board and wear a headphone like Mr. Steele does, and he listens to for feedback. I'd like to try that one day.
Or if Luann's sunbathing on the back deck.
I tell you what, you want to sneak up on Luann, you don't want to do a FPV drone. She'll be like, what? See nothing but a blur. You wouldn't get good images of her 3-piece. You're gonna want to use and inspire too.
3-piece.
And inspire, yeah. She's got on order a 4-piece. Don't ask me how it works. It's got like trusses and pulleys. It's weird.
Oh my.
Luann's a hottie. Yeah, this will be a 4-hour newscast.
Oh dear God.
All right, what's next?
All right, Australia's drone registration went into effect January 28th, 2021, and this impacts the registration and accreditation of their drones.
Sign in or create a MyCASA account. Link your existing aviation reference number, ARN, or apply for a new one. If you're operating on behalf of a
easy
business,
peasy, right?
also need an
Easy peasy.
ARN.
Got any more info there, Jeff?
Provide proof of identity.
If you are planning on flying commercially or using a drone for selling photographs, inspecting, monitoring, etc., the requirements apply to you. If your drone fits one of the following groups, you will need to register your drone, which is 250 grams or less. More than 250 grams or no more than 2 kilograms, and more than 2 kilograms but no more than 25 kilograms, and only if you fly over your own land.
Man, it's still going. This is like a 4-minute long instructional video. Remember that contest we did on the radio? Remember, it's like, it's real easy to win. All you got to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope to P.O. Box 1234 and then fax a copy with your blood type and your fingerprint over to your cousin. When your cousin gets it, he'll mail it with a self-addressed stamped envelope to blibbity blop. Then you jump through a hoop. It's that easy.
Well, if you live in Australia, I would suggest going out to their particular civil aviation website for CASA and checking out the video they have for how to register and also how to get accreditation for your drones.
Okay, that's good info.
All right, so next we have the world's best base jumpers mixed with FPV drones.
Such talent here in everyone, and to coordinate this too.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see these drones chasing wingsuits, and this was exactly what I wanted.
This is really fantastic. Where is this, Jeff? You know?
This particular place, let me see if I have the specifics on where they were at.
You think it's easy just to track something with the FPV quad. It isn't, because this dude's changing his speed and altitude. It takes a lot of talent to do that. Now, one thing I would like to see is someone, and I don't think it's legal, someone in a wingsuit controlling the drone wearing the goggles while he's falling. But he'd probably die. You'd probably have to see where you're going.
It doesn't list where this was at, but Fioli Colas and Vincent Cote. Fioli Colas is the drone pilot, and Vincent Cott is the wingsuiter.
It looks so much fun to do both of them.
Crazy. Would you, if let's say you train for a month, would you do that? The wingsuit
Me?
guy?
No,
Yes.
I would not. I don't think I would. No,
100 pounds lighter, absolutely.
No. Look, you see successful flights like this, but Google that dude that tore his leg off trying to go through that hole. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Don't Google that. But you know what I mean. Like, anytime you jump out of a perfectly good plane or off a cliff, or it's not for me. I would be the
millions of successful jumps. So,
yeah.
I mean, come on.
I don't have the daredevil gene. I don't have it.
Yeah,
It's
me
all
neither.
adrenaline.
It's all or nothing. Here we go. Woo! Can't do it. I can't do it. But that is awesome. Brilliant. I could watch a channel with that on it all day long.
The Virginia State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigation, Appomattox Field Office, in cooperation with the FAA and the Department of Transportation, is seeking the public's assistance in trying to find out who shot down a drone in Campbell County, Rustburg, Virginia.
Virginia State Police is looking for information regarding a drone that was shot several times in Campbell County. Officials say on October 6th of last year, a drone was shot while being used to survey and identify hazards for planes at the Lynchburg Regional Airport. The drone sustained significant damage. Flight data downloaded from the drone indicated it was near the 1200 block of Lynbrook Road in Rustburg when it was shot down. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact state police immediately.
Okay, Kelly, you've known me for how many years?
Nearly 30.
Okay. Can you tell me, and I know it's making the news longer. Sorry, Lexi. Can you tell me what about that news report just annoyed the bejesus out of me?
Oh,
What?
hair.
No.
I don't know.
It's a grammar thing. See if you can pick it up.
Okay.
11, Virginia State Police is looking for information.
Oh.
Virginia State Police
are looking.
Yeah, Virginia State Police is looking.
Wow, how did they do? That's bad. I didn't even pick up on that.
No, I wish I didn't.
And I'm just waiting for the day, and it will happen because I fly my drone for work in some of the woodziest places of West Tennessee. It's going to happen. It's going to get shot down.
You think?
Oh, I know it will. It will happen one day.
Well, as long as they don't shoot you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one. Drones can be replaced. And of course, naturally, it's a federal crime. Reminder: federal crime to shoot down a drone.
It is, yeah.
All right, deputies working a proactive anti-crime operation Wednesday night in southeast Volusia County got an assist from the sheriff's department with their drone to find a hidden suspect who had hidden himself in heavy mangroves. This is the footage from that particular drone as they were looking for the gentleman. Around 7:30 p.m., a sergeant investigating a suspicious vehicle parked at a rest park noticed a man wearing a backpack riding a bicycle. The rider refused to stop. The sergeant found the bicycle and the backpack abandoned, and so the search continued. Inside the bag, they found 2 bags of crystal meth. So he was definitely up to no good.
Drones are good. Drones are good. You know what? If they're finding the drugs and they're finding the lost people, helping people, they're good.
Well, speaking of good, we showcased back in December the China video where they put all the drones up in the air, and it was one of the largest drone demonstrations that had been filmed. But what was really interesting is that the Guinness Book of World Records has now reported back that particular presentation is also the longest animation ever filmed or ever done with drones.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, the beginning of the image started at 2:01 a.m. and the last image stopped at 2:27:19. Each of the drones weigh 1.45 kilograms, and so yeah, that was the longest single animation that was recorded. So that they got Guinness Book of World Record for that one.
Just a quick side note. I think my mom is watching. Her username is Renee Savicul. Mom, if you just take a minute and tell TriPro, answer him. He says, "Police can be plural. What's wrong with using R?" That's what she should have done. Yes. If you have any grammar questions, you can ask my mother, the former editor.
The former editor.
Yeah.
Okay.
She still edits, but she does it for free now for herself.
Well, latest FAA documentation suggests that the LA jetpack guy might actually be a drone.
I called it. I called it.
Ah,
I knew it. I knew it. Because how high was it? It was like 3,000 feet high, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3,000 feet high. And so the limitations on fuel for most of the jetpacks can't get that high. There were several other little documents and whatnot that the FAA had, I guess, studied. And of course, this video helps a little bit, showing that it is possible to make a man flying through the air. So
hold on. I'm getting a news report from the producer that doesn't exist. Okay, a couple years ago when we were still having parades, there was a reported giant Garfield in downtown New York. I'm being told that was in fact a balloon. Back to you in the newsroom.
3 key facts. The 3 key facts for the FAA was that the radar never detected anything. So a person flying a jetpack would probably have shown up. A lightweight drone with an inflatable body would almost certainly evade the system. So the jetpacks tend to fly closer to the ground. That's the other one. And the pilot said it looked like a drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if I was a drug cartel and I saw, I'd be like, let's pack some drugs and make it look like a dude. Just hop him over the border back and forth. Were they going to shoot him? Are they going to shoot it down? No. It's a dude, right? They're not going to shoot it down. There you go, cartel. You're welcome.
I'm glad you're not a criminal, because you'd be a darn good one.
I
Tim.
think I might be a good criminal if I were so inclined, but I'm not.
All right. Next, Westphalian University of Applied Sciences and TU Delft have developed an optical flow controlled system for drones that mimics how flying insects solve the same complex problem.
It plays a major role in insect flight control. It captures the way that objects move in their view.
Whoa.
Roboticists have attempted to use optical flow on small flying robots.
How did they get David Attenborough to voice this?
Insects appear to have overcome. The
Dated
first
reference
problem
guy
is
strikes again.
David Attenborough's still alive and still making stuff.
flow gets so
Are you kidding me?
noise starts to dominate.
He's knighted.
That the most difficult obstacles to detect are the ones.
No, it's Richard. It's not Richard Attenborough. It's David Attenborough, right?
Yeah, David Attenborough.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The second problem is that optical flow is a mix of velocity.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. But isn't having an English narrator just kind of give you a little bit more gravitas in whatever you're doing, you know?
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to get you excited about oscillating drones and such.
But just think if they made toilets, right? The optical flow toilet transfers your waste down the toilet in a unique way. You know, you just get an English accent. Yeah, give me that toilet, man.
Well, it's good technology. This particular method of using the oscillation from the drone will help it navigate tight areas and obstacles. And I think it would be, interesting to watch to see if this technology ever comes into our environment or we see it in the commercial area.
Yeah, cool, man. Ever-evolving technology for drones.
Gotta love it.
Yep.
All right. So TNL News has been sponsored by Go Professional Cases, GPC, Designed for Life, Be Original, Be Blue. Don't forget discount code TNL10 for a 10% discount on all online purchases at goprofessionalcases.com.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're most welcome.
All right, man. We'll see you later.
Thanks for stopping by. Now get out.